Welcome to the Holistic Soul Sisters Radio, a channel created to help you heal holistically and grow spiritually. I'm your host, Mandy Rose. I'm not afraid to talk about taboo subjects, so nothing is off limits here. Make sure you hit subscribe and get ready to learn more from me and other experts on all things health, spirituality, astrology, lifestyle, relationships, and so much more. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's begin. Welcome back, Holistic Soul Sisters. It's me, Mandy Rose. Today's episode, we are kicking off officially the Energetic Healing mini-series, where we're going to start diving into all of the different healing modalities that you can use to heal yourself energetically. If you caught the mini-series intro episode last week on anxiety, we talked a little bit about the energy system, how energy gets stuck in our bodies, how that leads to anxiety, that feeling of irritation or fear or crawling out of your skin, how it's just really an energetic imbalance somewhere in the body. And today we are starting out with the chakra system. We all have a chakra system. It's energy points in our body. We're going to talk about what are they, how we know if they're imbalanced, what emotions they relate to, which body parts they relate to. And the chakra system is something we're going to start out with because it's really pivotal to all the other energetic healing modalities we're going to talk about in this mini-series. It's going to come up when we talk about Reiki or Chinese medicine and acupuncture. It's going to come up when we talk about sound, light, smell, and touch therapies. So it's really important we get a basis on the different chakra points. We are going to dive into all of the details on it. I am obsessed with healing my chakra system. This is something I discovered again when I was really sick with mold, and I didn't understand why I had all this anxiety, why I felt all these blockages. And my chakras were probably imbalanced for a really long time. I know that my throat chakra was an area of weakness because I had thyroid issues since I was 23 years old. I also know that my solar plexus chakra has been imbalanced because I have a lot of digestive issues. So in this episode, we are going to talk about the physical ailments that relate to each chakra point, what organ system, how we can find the energetic root of our physical problems. And once I started healing these, I use crystals that I would put on these certain areas. I would do sound frequency. I would do all these different healing modalities that helped align and balance my chakras, which then allowed my energy to flow through my body, that energetic life force, what they call chi energy, to flow again through my body so I could start healing my physical symptoms. So we're going to dive into all of that in this episode. You guys are going to learn so much. And you know me, I'm a Virgo. So I was planning on keeping this episode really basic, but I have to go into all the details. So for each chakra, we are going to talk about what part of our life this is related to, where the chakra point is located, the body parts that it's related to, what physical issues you might be having when you have an imbalance in this chakra. We're going to talk about the organ system it rules. We'll talk about the emotional system that it rules. We'll talk about how to know if you have an imbalanced chakra, when it's overactive, what that looks like, when it's underactive, what it looks like, what does it look like when it's balanced. And then I'm also going to give you guys what color, element, physical sense, crystal, sound frequency, astrological planet, and mantra is related to every chakra. So get ready to take notes. You might listen to this episode a couple times, but by the end of it, you're going to have a very clear understanding of what each chakra point is within the body. And also, you're going to know if you might have an imbalance here, and I'll give you guys some resources by the end of this episode. And then we're lastly going to talk about crystals. I could make an entire separate episode about crystals, but today we're going to keep it related to the chakra system and how you can start using them today to clear up any imbalanced or stuck chakra points in your body. So let's dive right into this episode. It's one of my favorite topics. I personally do chakra balancing for people. If you are local to the Tampa Bay area and you want to come into my salon, we will set you up on a table. We'll do an energy clearing session. I'll get out my pendulum, which we'll talk about in this episode, how a pendulum works. We will pendulum all the different chakra points of your body, figure out where you are balanced, overactive, or underactive. And then when we are all done, I will write up some homework assignments for you and ways that you can heal and unblock your stuck chakra points. If you are not local to Tampa Bay, we can still work on your chakra system virtually. So if you are interested in doing some healing around these by the time we are done with this episode, please reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram at mandyrose.1111, or you can send me an email, which is linked in the show notes below. So are you ready? Let's dive right in. So often when I start talking about chakras and the chakra system, people look at me and go, what the heck are you even talking about? What are those? So let's break down the basics of the chakra system first. So the really cool thing about it is that science has actually been able to measure the auras or the energy fields coming out of our chakra points. So this is actually now measurable in the body through science, and that is allowing a lot of practitioners to help heal people even if they don't necessarily believe in this energetic healing. Now, we know that we are energy. We talked about that last episode, previewing this mini-series. Our bodies are energy. We know that our brain waves are energy, our neurotransmitters and the electrical impulses in the body are energy. Our heart radiates energy, in a field around our physical body. So we know that we are energy. So our chakras are just energy center points in the body, and it correlates to our entire aura. So we have this aura. When somebody walks into a room, you can kind of feel what is their aura, right? Are they a positive person? Are they kind of mopey? We can sense this on other people. So we have this aura. So pretend you have like this bubble around you, and that's called your aura. That is your energetic field. When people get into your bubble, you're like, oh God, I can like feel them too close to me. That is them coming into your aura, your energetic field. Now, chakras, there are 7 chakras we're going to talk about today, and each has its own energy center in the body. And we're going to talk about where they're located in just a moment. Now, this is how I explain it to people. Imagine a tube, just a clear tube running from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head, up through your spinal cord. And we already know that our spinal cord is where a lot of the messages, the energetic messages from our brain flow through the rest of our body. So imagine this tube from the base of the spine up through the head, and you have this like white smoke flowing through that tube, up and down and free flowing. And that is what we're going to call our energy life force, our chi. The energy just flows through the body. But then imagine you put a little block in that tube, right? You block off a section of the tube. And now you have some smoke that kind of makes it around the block and it gets up, but then, it's not the full flow of energy. And then that blockage will then lead to less energy to the other chakra points, and you have no flow. This is where we can start to feel our physical body suffering when you have energy blocks to your thyroid or to your stomach, or you start to have anxiety because you feel like itchy and irritated and anxious, right? So having your chakras balanced in a harmonious way is so important for that chi, that life force energy within us to flow freely. Another thing to remember is scientifically, we have learned that our issues are in our tissues. So every chakra is related to a specific organ system and a hormone secreting organ. And each chakra also relates to a specific hormone secreting gland, because these hormones are also energy messengers to the rest of our body to act and behave in certain ways. So if we have an emotional trauma, we talked about this in the last episode, if we have an emotional trauma, if we have a triggering event in our life, our nervous system goes on overdrive, and then it tries to store that event in our tissues in a remembrance of let's not do that again, because we don't want to be in fear. We don't want to have harm happen to us. So all of these memories, all these processing are then stored in our tissues. Well, when they're stored in the tissues, then our energetic body becomes imbalanced. And that is when our chakras come out of alignment. So when it comes to our chakras, we're going to talk about 7 today, from the root chakra all the way up to our crown chakra. The root chakra is at the base of our spine, where I said that tube begins, and the crown chakra is at the tippy top of our head, where the tube would then end. And we have this flow of energy from the earth, from the ground, from Mother Nature that flows through us into our root chakra, climbs all the way up our spine, all the way up through our body, and comes out the top of our head, our crown chakra, going all the way up into the heavens, all the way up into the divine universe. So we want this whole system flowing from the earth, coming out to the heavens to be unblocked, unstuck, free flowing, so we can live our best life, so we can feel alive, and so we can manifest the things that we want and not feel stuck and sluggish. So I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, where is your life force energy on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being I feel stuck, I feel sluggish, I feel fatigued, I feel blah. And 10 being like I feel alive, I feel free, I feel like I can just accomplish the whole world, and I have this divine sense of connection with the universe. Where do you fall on a scale of 1 to 10 within your life force energy? And that is going to already give you an indication of how much you need to work on your chakra system. Now, there are ways that we can heal our chakra system. There are so many different modalities, and some of them we're going to talk about in this energetic healing mini series. We're going to talk about how you can use acupuncture to release and unstick a lot of this chi energy points, the meridians in the body. We're going to talk about Reiki and how a Reiki practitioner can help actually give and feed you more energy and unstick these points. We're going to talk how sound, right? Sound is its own frequency, and light is its own frequency, and physical touch and the smell of different things. Those are all energies, all with different frequencies that all relate to different chakra points. So those are ways that we can heal. We can also use pendulums, something I had mentioned in the intro of this episode. I use a pendulum. A pendulum is essentially a stone or a crystal that dangles from a chain, and we will hold that pendulum over your different chakra points in your body. And we know that energy radiates from our body outwards, right? This energy doesn't just end where our skin is, it radiates all the way outside of our body. And we know that our heart, for instance, is 60 times in hertz more measurable than the brain. So our heart is radiating so far energetically outside of our body. So we take these pendulums, these stones on chains, and hold them outside these energetic points, and then we see what happens. Does it move in a free-flowing pattern in a nice, beautiful circle, showing that your chakra is very well balanced and spinning beautifully? Or does it swing in a very disorganized fashion, left, right, all over the place, showing an overactive chakra? Or does that pendulum stay put and not move at all? That would show a stuck, a stagnation, a block in that chakra system. I use pendulums in my practice and within my own body to discover where we have blocks and overactivity. Now, another way to heal your chakras is through yoga. Different yoga poses unlock these points. Even movement and exercise can help unlock and rebalance chakras. For example, our sacral chakra, which we're going to talk more about, is located near the hips. And if you do a lot of hip movements like hula hooping or belly dancing or even like twerking, that helps activate that chakra point in the body if you have a stuck or blockage there. Also, meditation is a beautiful way to help balance our chakra system again. That visualization, that color therapy that's related to each chakra, imagining and visualizing that color flooding your body and healing the points that need healing. We can also, like I said, use sound and color and light therapy, anything with a frequency, including essential oils. We smell an essential oil. It's a frequency, a vibration of a plant that's going to relate to the different chakra systems in the body. I make essential oil blends for each chakra system that I use for my clients and to send to people when they know they have a stuck or imbalanced chakra. And you just use that essential oil and rub it in that area or rub it on your wrist, something that you can smell on a regular basis. And that vibration, that frequency of essential oil will help unstick an imbalanced chakra. And then lastly, we're going to talk more about this at the end of this episode, is crystals. Crystals have their own unique vibration. They come from the earth. And not only are they their own vibration, but they also have different colors. You know, that color is a vibration. So crystals are an amazing way for you to start healing your imbalanced chakra points. So we will dive into that at the end of this episode. But I just want you to know that there are many different ways that we can realign our chakras, bring that life force energy back into our body so we can start not only healing the physical ailments that are related to each chakra point, but also start handling the emotional part of the chakra system so we can feel free, so we can have that, remember that tube I was saying, that free flowing energy all the way through your body system. Hopefully that gives you a really nice overview. Now let's dive into all the details related to the chakras. We are going to start with the root chakra. We are going to start with where it is located and what body parts it's related to. Then we're going to talk about how is it related in our life in an emotional sense. How does it relate to the way that we as humans function on planet Earth? I'm going to then dive into the physical issues when you have an imbalance in this chakra, what physical issues can come up, what organ system, what hormone secreting organ it's related to. We'll talk about the emotion that's related to this chakra, how to know that you have an imbalance here, when it's overactive, when it's underactive, what does that look like, and what does a balanced chakra look like? And lastly, I'm going to give you guys what color, what element, what sense, what crystal, and what sound frequency relates to and can be used to help heal an imbalanced chakra. So let's start out with the root chakra. The root chakra is located at the base of our spine, at the coccyx, that point where our body meets the earth. So it is related to the lower back, to the hips, to the legs, to the feet, to the skeletal system. Again, it's called the root chakra. Our skeletal system is our roots of our body. And then also the large intestine. Now, in a relation to our life, the root chakra is related to our sense of security, our physical stress, our physical body. It is our foundation. This root chakra must be strong for all the other chakras to be in alignment. So that's why we're going to start with this. Think of it as in like our energy pump. It's the root, it's at the base, and it has to be strong. So remember the example, the smoke? Pump the energy, pump the smoke up through that tube all the way up to our head. So our root is something we really, really need to focus on. Now, it is related to the organ system of our adrenals because again, our adrenals are our life force energy. It's where our adrenaline and our cortisol are pumped from, that ability to get things done. And how many of us have adrenal fatigue? How many of us feel exhausted all the time, right? So if you have these physical ailments around your adrenals, you know that your root chakra is imbalanced. Some other physical issues that are related to the root chakra are brittle bones, slow recovery from different illnesses, frequent illnesses. Maybe you're more accident prone. Do you have a lot of constipation or hemorrhoids? Even cancer is really related to the root chakra, allergies, or any kind of psychological disorders. And I say that because the emotion that is related to the root chakra is fear. It's the feeling of I am not enough, a feeling of insecurity, right? Remember I said our root chakra relates to our sense of security. It's our foundation. It's our core. It's feeling safe. It's feeling strong. It's feeling connected. It's feeling like I have the ability to get stuff done. But the emotion, when you have the emotion of fear, you're always worried. You don't feel like you're enough. You feel this scarcity mentality of like, I'm not going to be able to do this, or this isn't available for me. You can have a lot of fear around safety or money or stability in your life. Some signs of imbalance, how you know that this chakra point is something you need to work on, is if you've had a lot of childhood trauma or abuse, or maybe you had a life event that shakes your foundation. Maybe you were in a really strong marriage and all of a sudden that marriage was ripped away from you and you don't have this strong foundation, this home, this safety, this security anymore. You have a scarcity mentality. Do you feel like there's not enough out there? If you're starting a business, are you scared that you're not going to have enough customers? Maybe you have a fear of not having enough money, or you don't have a fear of being enough for other people, or have enough intelligence or enough resources. is. So these are all signs of imbalance. Are these things that you're feeling? Are you experiencing in your life? Now, when we have an imbalanced chakra, it can be overactive or it can be underactive. Overactive means that the energy in this point is just wild and crazy and all over the place. Or it's underactive where we have a very clear block. So an overactive root chakra looks like extreme hunger, feeling like there's never going to be enough food, so you just eat and eat and eat, or physical discomfort in the body. Remember, it relates to the skeletal system and our foundation. So do you always feel uncomfortable, pain in your spine, pain in your hips, pain in your back, or anxiousness, always fearful, always scared of what's going to happen, or really jittery and irritated? Your root chakra, your sense of security is overactive and you're just trying to constantly please it and calm it. And that's overactive. Underactive is when you play the victim, when you feel like life is just happening to you. You don't have the ability to change your circumstance. You just feel like life is just happening to you. Also, underactive looks like you have poor concentration. You're disconnected from the world. You're spacey. You're daydreaming. You're just wishing life would be different than the way it is. And our root chakra, since it relates to our will and our attitude to get stuff done, if it's underactive, you just feel blah, like life is just going by and you have no ability to make stuff happen. So therefore, a balanced chakra, if you have a balanced root chakra, you feel protected. You feel cared for by yourself. You care for yourself. You nurture yourself. You feel cared for by others. You are present in your body. You physically feel strong in your body. You feel like all your needs are covered and the universe will always provide. You have this sense of security that you will always have your own back, or you have people around you who help take care of you. This inner knowing that you are safe, secure, protected, and all your needs are provided for. I see the root chakra in my practice as one that is constantly imbalanced. All of us have some sort of fear around our security and our safety. A lot of us have that emotion of anxiety and fear. And of course, having a lot of childhood trauma, right? Everyone has something that they are still carrying with them, that inner child. So having a balanced chakra here is very important. It takes work. But once you have it, you are able to feed that energy up through the root, all the way up to the rest of the chakra systems. So the color that's associated with the root chakra is red. It's the lowest frequency and the highest density when it comes to the color wheel. So red is the color of the root chakra, and you can use the color red. Wear red clothes. Have your bedroom painted in red. Remember, red is the passion and the fire color that brings that life force energy. The element of the root chakra is earth. Again, like I said, connection to the earth, feeling grounded, going outside, putting your feet in the grass, running sand or dirt through your hands, just grounding. The sense that's related to the root chakra is smell. Smelling the rain or smelling the salt water or smelling the grass. That's a great way to heal this root chakra. The crystals that are related to the root chakra are anything black obsidian, smoky quartz, black tourmaline, red crystals that help root into the ground. So red jasper, these are all crystals that you can use. The sound frequency that is related to the root chakra is between 400 and 484 hertz. So often when you go on YouTube, you can type in root chakra sound frequency, and it's going to come up with the vibration of 400 to 484 hertz, and you can just play that while you're sleeping. I've done this many nights, doing a full chakra rebalance cleanse while I'm sleeping. It's like an 8-hour sound. I put it on when I fall asleep. It plays all night, and the sound frequency will help rebalance all of my chakra systems. The astrological planet that relates to the root chakra is Saturn. Saturn is the planet of discipline, of structure, of lessons, of karma. And of course, as we just talked about, that relates to all the themes around the root chakra. And the mantra for the root chakra is I am. I am safe. I am secure. I am protected. I am healed. I am nurtured, I am. And a great way to begin healing the root chakra is by doing some inner child work. So that is the root chakra. Let's move on to the sacral chakra. As we move up the body, we started out with the root, which was at the base of the spine. Now we move up a couple inches to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is located below the navel at right about the pubic region. And it is connected to the body parts of the womb space, the pelvis, the lower back again, the spleen, the urinary tract, the kidneys, the ovaries, and the uterus. The hormone secreting organ system that the sacral chakra is related to is the gonads. So this would be the ovaries, the testes, any reproductive organ. Now, when it comes to our overall life and body, the sacral chakra is related to the emotional part of our body, the emotional stresses that we experience in life. It deals with sex and material achievements and gaining money. It deals with power and emotions and relationships, finding joy in our life. It deals with creativity and procreation and intimacy. It deals with our sense of gratitude and forgiveness. Think of this, the sacral chakra being in the womb is all the things in our life that feel really good, the things that we want to experience, that bring us joy and happiness. Now, when we have an imbalance in these areas of our life, it can lead to physical issues, right? So the physical issues that relate to the sacral chakra are, again, low back pain. Oftentimes, I see when people have low back pain, they also have some sort of blockage with money. Either they feel like there's not enough money, they have a scarcity mentality, they're having money issues, they have an irresponsibility with money. So money issues are typically related to a lot of lower back pain. Also, physical issues related to the sacral chakra deal with anything with the reproductive organs. So experiencing sexual dysfunction, menstrual problems, fertility issues, childbirth issues. It also relates to a lot of the circulatory issues within the body and the body fluids. So if you're having issues with your blood, your lymph, your saliva, urine, digestion, all of these show an imbalance to the sacral chakra. The emotions that are related to the sacral chakra are desire. Remember, I said it relates to the joy and the things that we love to experience, but it also deals with shame and unworthiness. This is where we see people who have a lot of emotional imbalance with sex and intimacy and ability to be open with their sexuality and inability to enjoy sex without feeling shame. So what can lead to an imbalance here? How do you know you have an imbalance in your sacral chakra? Well, oftentimes abuse or trauma can lead to this blockage, right? Sexual trauma. Again, it relates to our reproductive organs. Also feeling very disconnected from others, feeling like you can't have that intimacy, like you can't go deep with someone else. Or maybe you feel absolutely no emotion at all. I always say it's like that feeling of like dead inside. You can't have emotions about good things. You don't have emotions about bad things. You kind of block out everything in the world. Also dealing with suppressed anger. Are you angry about things that happen in your life? Are you unable to express that in a healthy way? The emotions that relate to the sacral chakra are desire. Again, like we were saying, desire to have joy, desire to experience sexual pleasure, desire to have nice things, or shame and unworthiness, or feeling bad about your sexuality, feeling bad about relationships and things that you have in your life. Now, when you have this imbalance, it can be overactive, like your emotions are just all over the place. Or maybe you have a lot of gluttony, right? Overindulging, overdoing things. Or maybe you have a lot of fear of allowing pain or negative feelings to happen to you. So you suppress them or you splurge on things. You can often see an overactive sacral chakra with people who have obesity issues, substance abuse issues, an emotional overreaction to everything. They're constantly freaking out about things, or codependency issues, or they're really restless and agitated and they're just trying to overcompensate for something in their life. Now, on the flip side, an underactive sacral chakra is someone who has a lot of blockages due to institutional belief systems, right? Believing that sex is bad, or maybe your family has ingrained to you how you shouldn't have sex, until you're married, or it's shameful to dress a certain way or to indulge in your sexuality. So a lot of institutions and family and belief systems can create an underactive or blocked sacral chakra. It's also people who feel like it's It's all work and no play. They're not allowed to enjoy anything in life. They don't have time to have fun. They don't have time to be creative. And this can lead to people feeling depressed. This can lead to a low sex drive. It can lead to you depriving yourself of pleasure. I see this often with my clients who feel guilty for indulging in things that they like, buying a nice candle or spending time in the bath alone. People who feel bad about a sexual practice, depriving themselves of simple joy and simple pleasure in life. Now, when a sacral chakra is balanced and healthy, what that looks like is someone who feels really empowered. They feel in control of their life and their sexuality. They feel really creative. They're able to come up with new ideas and express those ideas. They're passionate about their goals and they feel joy. They're aware of their sexuality and they feel confident and comfortable expressing their sexuality. They are able to connect intimately with people, whether that's through emotions or physically or with ideas and creativity. And they're really present in the moment. They're able to be here and be now and just enjoy. Like I said, this sacral chakra relates to gratitude and forgiveness, being able to release the emotions of shame and unworthiness and be forgiving and have gratitude for the things that you love. Now, the color that is associated with the sacral chakra is orange. The element is water because it relates to that emotional body, the joys and pleasures of life. The sense that is related to the sacral chakra is taste, again, that indulgence. The crystals are moonstone, opal, carnelian, all those crystals that are orangey in color. The sound frequency related to the sacral chakra is between 484 and 508 hertz. Again, go on YouTube, type in sacral chakra sound frequency, and a meditation will pop up with those hertz. The astrological planet related to the sacral chakra is the moon. If you guys know about the moon, it relates to our emotions. It's that watery energy, that flow, like the moon has its effect on the tides in the ocean. It comes in and it goes out, that free flowing of water that feels pleasurable. The mantra for the sacral chakra is I feel, again, relating to the emotional body, and a healing modality you can use to heal your sacral chakra if there is an imbalance is using a yoni wand or doing womb work. Unsticking the blockages that we have in our womb and our sexual trauma and our reproductive organs. So there's many ways that we can work on healing this. So that is the sacral chakra. Now we're going to move up the chakra system up to the solar plexus. The solar plexus is located actually above the navel and relates to the body parts of your stomach, your liver, your gallbladder, your bile, and your small intestines. The hormone secreting organ it is related to is the pancreas. And in our life, the solar plexus is related to our mental body, all the mental issues that we experience, the things that are up in our brain, the anxiety, the anger, empowerment, our confidence. It deals with our self-esteem and being able to regulate our self-esteem. And our ego, not having an overinflated ego that's all about me, but also not having an underactive ego where you don't think about yourself and you don't activate for yourself and you don't empower yourself. It relates to our goals and our inner strength, that mental power, that reasoning and logic and our ability to express ourselves individually, that we have this ability to believe in ourselves and have this confidence that we have what it takes to survive, that we have what it takes to achieve our goals and our dreams in life. The emotions related to the solar plexus are anger and willpower. And physical issues related to the solar plexus have a lot to do with our digestion, right? Like if we don't feel confident, we tend to have like those butterflies in our stomach, right? Also, physical issues related to solar plexus imbalance are raised cholesterol, diabetes, ulcers, hepatitis, heartburn, bowel dysfunction, physical issues that come from anxiety like bad sleep and poor digestion and raised irritability. All of these issues are signs of an imbalanced solar plexus. Now, again, we can have an overactive or an underactive solar plexus. Overactive is going to look like a need to control things, a need to overaccomplish and go and do all the things, but still not feeling like you're doing enough. People with an overactive solar plexus, again, have an inflated ego. They lack empathy. They lack an ability to have compassion for others. They're greedy. It's all about them. The solar plexus relates, like I said, to our confidence. So if you just feel like you are the bee's knees, you're better than everyone else, nobody matters as much as you have a very overactive solar plexus. But underactive is the opposite. It's where you feel like you have a lack of motivation. You don't have a feel of control over your life. You are struggling to get your personal power back and that confidence and that ability to know that you can go after your goal and accomplish anything that you want. Remember, solar plexus deals with the mental body, so belief system that you have what it takes. Underactive people typically have insecurities around things. They're indecisive. They can't make decisions. They can be very passive aggressive. They can be timid and needy and just want other people to do things for them. So we have to boost that underactive solar plexus. Now, a healthy, balanced solar plexus is going to look like you are a warrior. Your body and your mind is connected. You prioritize your health. You have a willpower to change your life. When something happens in your life, you have that willpower to make a move, make a change, adjust as needed. You have plans and goals and things that you want to accomplish in the future. You're looking at the future. You're emotionally strong about the future. And also you love and accept yourself, that confidence of, I believe in myself. I think that I can accomplish everything. Now, the color associated with the solar plexus is yellow. The element is fire. Again, it's that passion, that fire, that confidence, the go get it done. The sense related to the solar plexus is sight, seeing the future, seeing your goals, seeing what you're able to accomplish. The crystals associated with the solar plexus are citrine, sunstone, yellow jasper, all the yellow crystals. The sound frequency related to the solar plexus is 508 to 526 hertz. The astrological planet related to the solar plexus is Mars, the planet of warrior, fire, aggression, go get things done, and ambition. And the mantra for the solar plexus is I do. I do get things done. I do believe in myself. I do, and I do, and go make it happen. Now, the solar plexus for me is something I've really had to work on, having that confidence. And so I get a lot of stomach pains, a lot of digestive issues. I had celiac disease. My stomach, when I have that, now I'm not sure if you can relate, but sometimes I get that rock feeling in my stomach. It just feels really hard just above my navel. I feel like my stomach just is tender and in pain. And if you have this issue, typically it's an imbalance in your solar plexus. So ask yourself, are you feeling low confidence? Are you feeling insecure? Do you have a lot of anger that's bubbling up? Do you feel like you're being indecisive about a decision that you need to make? If so, doing some work on your solar plexus, listening to that sound frequency. I have let the sound frequency 508 to 526 hertz play all night long on YouTube when I'm having this sense of imbalance. I also work with a lot of yellow crystals and putting those yellow crystals right on top of that sacral chakra point, which is just above the belly button. So hopefully that brings you some insight if you are having some imbalance in that area. Now let's move on to the next chakra point. As we move up the body, we move up to the heart. Now, obviously, the heart chakra is located at the center of our chest, about where the heart is. The body parts that it's related to is the chest, the mid-back, the arms, the lungs, the lymphatic system, our immune system, and our circulation. The hormone-secreting organ related to the heart chakra is actually the thymus. And a lot of people would think the heart, but the heart doesn't secrete a hormone. The thymus is actually located in the center of your chest, right in the middle, and that is a hormone-secreting gland. Now, in our overall life, the heart chakra is related to our astral body. So the part around us, the energy that we feel around us. So things like pain, anguish, our love, our relationship with others, our relationship with ourself, our self-acceptance, our ability to see beauty and other things and other people, the feelings of unconditional love, of harmony. The heart chakra is also where our feminine and our masculine energies overlap in our body. So feeling very balanced, where we have this masculine ability to get things done, but our feminine ability to go with the flow and to receive love. The emotion, obviously, then related to the heart chakra is love, having the ability to love people where they are, love ourselves where we're at, right? Without judgment. And some of the physical issues that come up when we have an imbalanced heart chakra is issues with our blood and our circulatory system, our lungs, feeling tension in our heart, tension in our chest, having blood pressure issues, maybe having cramps or spasms in that chest region, even in that mid back area, having some pain, immune system disorders, palpitations in our chest. Those are all physical responses to an imbalanced heart chakra. We can know we have an imbalanced heart chakra when we feel lonely or resentful or fearful around changes in our life, when we don't have this ability to love others, or we feel very judgmental. An overactive heart chakra is going to look like you are overgiving yourself to others, overdoing, people pleasing, going until you burn out, not taking care of yourself, not prioritizing yourself, someone who just overgives to everyone else. But we can also see an overactive heart chakra in people who are very possessive or selfish. They ignore their own personal boundaries and they don't realize how their own behaviors affect other people. Now, an underactive heart chakra is usually caused by heartbreak. I see this often in my clients who are going through a breakup, a divorce, who got burned by somebody, and they're closing their heart. A lot of us know exactly that feeling I'm talking about. You feel your heart just closing off. It's just blocking, and you don't have any energy, any chi, any life force coming into your heart. You have that tightness in your chest, right? When you get that phone call where someone's breaking up with you, or you can tell that someone you love is pulling away from you, we can feel that tightness in our chest. It's that heart chakra closing up and blocking out that energy. It can be hard to trust people, or we don't want to get close to others. We feel out of touch with our body. We don't want people to hug us. We don't want people to touch us. We don't want people to get near us. We don't want to give love. We're resentful and we're irritable, and we don't want to give to people because we can't receive. We're underactive in this heart chakra space. So once we balance the heart chakra, what does that look like? Well, it feels like we are connected to others. We are connected to ourselves. We're connected to our place in the universe. We understand that we're all one. We have love for everyone, for animals, for all things. We have a curiosity about life. We're not afraid of change. We're able to go with the flow. We're able to love freely, not expecting things from people. We're just able to give love, no expectations. And you also have a very good balance of giving and receiving love, of having those boundaries, right? I will give to you, but I won't give to you more than I give to myself. And I'm able to receive your love and take it in instead of pushing it away or blocking it in some way. Now, the color associated with the heart chakra is green. The element is air. The sense is touch, right? Again, hugs and physical touch. The crystals related to the chakra are any crystals that are green because it is the color of the heart chakra. A lot of people assume the color of the heart chakra is pink or red, but it's actually green. So green crystals like moss agate, malachite, green tourmaline, but also rose quartz. Rose quartz is pink stone. It's very popular, but it has that same vibration as the heart chakra. The sound frequency related to the heart chakra is 526 to 606 hertz. The astrological planet associated with the heart chakra is Venus. We know Venus is the planet and the goddess of love and beauty and harmony. And the mantra for the heart chakra is I love. Now, some ways that you can heal the heart chakra are, again, working with rose quartz. Rose essential oil is the highest vibrational essential oil that exists, and also doing some self-love work, working on self-acceptance, working on loving yourself and also loving other people without expectations. Now we move on to the upper chakra area. We talked about the lower chakras. The heart is the point where we transition from the lower chakras that are related more to our overall body, the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body. Then we get to the heart and we move up to what we call the higher chakra systems. The higher chakra points from here up are all related more to our spirituality, our energetic system, our ability to be with others and to be with the world. So we have to have a good foundation in the chakra systems we just talked about and able to move up into the higher realms, into the more connected areas of our life. So now we move up to the throat chakra. This is a chakra I see imbalanced in, I would say, 95% of the people. Either it is overactive or it's underactive, and it's something that we all really have to work on from birth because typically, again, we move down to that root chakra, our sense of foundation, our sense of security gets shook up, and then maybe our heart gets broken, and we start to have a lack of confidence in the solar plexus, and we have some blocks in our sexuality, that's in our sacral chakra. So all of these imbalances, no wonder, lead us to having an imbalance in our throat chakra. The throat chakra is obviously located in our throat, in our neck, near the thyroid, and is related to the body parts of the throat, the neck, the ears, the sinus, and our respiratory system. The throat chakra is related to our etheric body, our expression, our right to speak, our ability to share and express who we are authentically, not being afraid to show the world who we are, that sense of self-expression. It obviously relates to communication, how we communicate, what we communicate about, how confident we sound when we communicate, and it also deals with loyalty. And this is obviously something so many of us, once the other chakras get blocked, we have an ability to express ourselves. We have an inability to communicate about things. We just feel shut down and we can't be ourselves and we can't speak our truth and we can't say what we want to say. So the hormone secreting organ that is related to the throat chakra is our thyroid and our parathyroid. How many women have thyroid issues? And what has been happening as a collective for the last 100 years is women have been suppressed. We have been told not to speak, right? Don't speak unless spoken to. What you have to say and your ideas and your opinions aren't as valuable as those of men. So it's no wonder we can see this collective, this community of women who struggle with thyroid issues, right? A lot of physical issues when you have an imbalance of the throat chakra are all about the thyroid, the neck, so having sore throats, having voice problems, anything dealing with the mouth, like ulcers or infections or dental issues. Sinus issues are huge for people who have throat chakra imbalance because the emotion that is connected to the throat chakra is connection, being able to connect with other people through communication. So we can see an imbalance of the throat chakra when people have a hard time telling others how they feel, or an inability to express themselves, like they don't wear bright clothes or they don't share what's on their mind. They have a fear of judgment, a fear of people ostracizing them, a fear of not being accepted into society, so they just don't say anything. But we can also have a very overactive throat chakra. These are the kind of people that overspeak and they don't regard the things that they say, how it impacts other people. They also don't realize that what they speak manifests. So they put things out into the world in a negative way and then negative things happen to them, right? So if they speak bad about themselves, like I am stupid or I am fat or I am not capable, then what are other people going to see in them, right? They're expressing that out into the world. Overactive throat chakra people are also those who gossip and fib and they don't say the truth. They're not authentic. They're afraid of showing up as themselves. So they actually present themselves in a very different way. They're also loud. They can interrupt others. They have a hard time listening. And this can come from the feeling of being unheard. Maybe when you were younger, you weren't heard. So they speak even louder to try to be heard. Or they want to cover up the truth. They feel shame for something in their life, so they fib and cover up their truth. A lot of people who have an overactive throat chakra will lose their voice. There's someone who needs to have the last word. Now, on the flip side, an underactive throat chakra is the person who's the silent child. They're shy, they're quiet, they're timid, and that's because they feel flawed. They feel judged, they feel misunderstood. And so they just retreat and they come back inside themselves and they don't express. They can't be their authentic self. Once we work on healing this underactive underactive or overactive throat chakra. A balanced throat chakra looks beautiful. It's someone who's a communicator. They're able to express themselves appropriately, right? Say what they need to say in a way that's kind. Because again, when you have a balanced throat chakra and a balanced heart chakra, they work together so you can say what you need to say in a heart-centered way with love and still feel like you can express yourself freely. They are able to say and to be and to think authentically. They can be their unique self, not be fearful of being judged. They're also not afraid to show who they are, right? If they are different from the people around them, they're not afraid of that. They can just overall express without fear. Also, something that comes from having a balanced throat chakra is being able to write. That comes really naturally to people, or being a great public speaker. Now, the color related to the throat chakra is blue. The element is ether. The sense is sound, of course, right? Sound vibration. The crystals related to the throat chakra are anything that's in the blue category. So turquoise, aquamarine, lapis lazuli, sodalite. Those are all beautiful for healing the throat chakra. And the sound frequency related to the throat chakra is 606 to 670 hertz. The astrological planet related to the throat chakra is Mercury, our planet of communication, logic, and thinking. And the mantra for the throat chakra is I speak. Now, a good way to start working on healing the throat chakra is by working on your communication skills, listening more. If you have a tendency to speak too much, practice listening more or asking questions. And vice versa, if you are underactive, work on speaking up, right? Creating a boundary, learning to speak your truth, even if you have to start with writing it down in your journal. Start with the writing, move on to the speaking in a healthy, communicative way. Now, moving up, we have 2 chakras left, and these 2 are really related to our spirituality, to our consciousness, to our intuition. They are the part of us that is connected to something greater than us. So these are chakra points that I see in people who are working on healing their physical body, working on healing their emotional body, working on healing their heart and their ability to communicate. These 2 are like the next level, working on these after the rest have had a beautiful balance point. Now, also, when one chakra is imbalanced, typically we can have others that are imbalanced, but that's not necessarily true. You can have a healthy upper chakra system and one can come out of whack every once in a while. I can do a chakra healing on somebody and 3 days later, one of those chakra points can become imbalanced. It's about becoming aware when something becomes imbalanced so that you can handle it and address it right away. Instead of letting it be unbalanced and stuck and blocked for an extended period of time, that extended blockage is what's going to lead to your physical issues. Being aware of it and being able to address it in the right time is absolutely beautiful. So we're going to move up now into the more spiritual chakras, the third eye chakra. This is located between the eyebrows. It's where people would think you have a third eye, right? Right between the eyebrows. And it's related to the body parts of our hypothalamus, the eyes, our autonomic nervous system, the part of our body that just works on autopilot. And in our life, it is related to the celestial body. The third eye is our seat of our intuition. If you know anything about spirituality, you see the third eye and it's about our intuition, that ability to trust our intuition, our ability to see the path that's meant for us, our ability to see the truth in situations, not have rose-colored glasses on, just to see things for what is. It relates to the word insight. Insight, seeing inside yourself, looking inward and being able to gain understanding. It's that ultimate universal intelligence. The hormone secreting organ that the third eye is related to is our pituitary gland. Now, our pituitary gland is located in the brain and it's responsible for our circadian rhythm. It's responsible for releasing melatonin and helping us sleep deeply. So making sure your pituitary is healthy, getting outside in the morning sunlight and exposing your body to the red light, the healing therapies, the nature, the earth that builds our circadian rhythm is going to help make sure that your third eye is very well functioning. Now, some physical issues you will experience if you have an imbalanced third eye is any disease related to the endocrine glands. So you notice things like thyroid imbalance, adrenal imbalance, asthma, allergies, anxiety, racing thoughts, even physical headaches. Because again, the third eye is in the head, in the pituitary gland. So noticing physical headaches. A way that we know we are imbalanced in our third eye is when we have a lot of confusion about our life. We don't know what direction we're going. We don't know how to feel about certain people. We just feel lost and confused. You can also have a lot of paranoia, like you don't trust people and you don't know what's going on and you feel left out and excluded, like there's things happening that you're not sure about. A lot of delusions or nightmares, a lot of fear about what's happening in the world around you. You can feel like things are true when they're not. You can think, oh, like conspiracy theories and this must be true. This person must feel this way. When in reality, it's not that way at all. You can have a sense of feeling like you know things are hidden, like you want to get to the bottom of things. Someone must be lying. Someone must be keeping something from me, right? It deals with illusions and secrets. We can also experience a lack of imagination when we have an imbalanced third eye. We're not able to visualize or to dream up things or create a life that is above what we can even imagine. And also, it relates heavily to not being responsible for our own actions. We kind of live in la la land and we don't want to believe that we are the ones to blame. It's that delusional thinking of, oh, there's no way that I'm the reason that all these bad things are happening in my life. There's no way, right? These thinking and thought patterns are really related to an imbalanced third eye, that mental awareness. Now, when we have an overactive third eye chakra, we have a hard time relating to human experience. These are the people that are so spiritual, that just live in this spiritual realm. They can't come down to earth. They can't understand why someone would be upset or someone would have, hurt feelings, or someone is just down and out and sad. They can't relate. They just have that spiritual bypassing of, you should just be more spiritual. You should just trust the universe. That's an overactive third eye. And they can't carry out daily tasks because they just want to meditate all day. So there's not a lot of people that have an overactive third eye, but they definitely exist. Most likely we see an underactive third eye. This is the type of person who is living in the matrix. They don't believe in intuition. They don't even think that that's a possibility for them. They don't believe in their ability to sense energy. More than likely, this is most people in your life. They are just doing the daily hamster wheel. They don't even entertain the idea of spirituality. Now, if you are someone listening to this podcast on energetic healing and it inspires you and it's intriguing and you want to know more, but you don't quite believe, but you might start to believe, this is an activation of your third eye chakra. This is an underactive third eye chakra point where the energy is bubbling and brewing and it's wanting to come back into balance. This is where our ability to be empathic and intuitive, our mediumship ability starts to activate, our clairvoyance, our clairsensory, our ability to see things and feel things and energy around us. This is where it starts being activated, is in the third eye. So a balanced third eye chakra is you have a good sense of what is right and wrong for you. You know what decisions are going to help make your life better, and you know what's just not working for you. You're able to trust your intuition. You're able to see that something is going to manifest or you should continue down a certain road. You're really connected to nature and Mother Earth. You have a lot of new ideas. You have a really creative imagination. You're able to brainstorm and come up with ideas that are out of the box. You're also able to change your mind really easily. You're not focused on the matrix and the way that things should be. You're able to dodge obstacles and go left and go right and problem solve really easily because you're able to see things from above, a higher realm. You're not stuck in this matrix. You also have a really healthy balance between the physical world, right? Going to work and the physical body and doing the things we need to do, but also the spiritual world and how your spirit and your intuition and your connection to the divine is going to help you in your physical body, in your physical light. So it's a very healthy balance of the two. Now, the color related to the third eye is indigo. The element is light. The sense related to the third eye is our sixth sense, that spiny sense, that ability to sense things before they happen. The crystals related to the third eye, again, are anything that's indigo. So amethyst is a beautiful crystal to help open up the third eye, to help with your intuition. A lot of psychics and mediums and energy healers love using amethyst because it helps clear their energy and open up their third eye, helps them heal people and see things that are unsaid. And also labradorite is a really good crystal to use for the third eye chakra. The sound frequency related to the third eye chakra is 670 to 700 hertz. The astrological planet related to the third eye is Jupiter. Jupiter is the beautiful planet, my favorite planet of abundance, of luck, of prosperity, of expanding energy, making it greater, blowing things up. And the mantra for the third eye is I see. Now, a healing modality you can use for the third eye that is super beneficial is meditation. Calming the mind, relaxing the nervous system, and just focus on your senses. Focus on seeing things through meditation. Even if you are someone that's like, I could never meditate, absolutely not. That's so boring. I can't even think about that word. Just work on doing a guided meditation. Go on YouTube and start with guided meditations where they walk you through an experience. They walk you through a mental visualization. That's really going to help with opening up your third eye. And lastly, we're going to get to the crown chakra. The crown chakra is the holy grail. It's the top chakra. It's our connection to the divine. And it's also a chakra that will never be perfect. It's something as humans on planet Earth, we can never have the ultimate crown chakra experience. That would be called nirvana. So the crown chakra is located at the top of our head. Imagine if you took your hair and you put it in a top knot or a bun on the top of your head. Right there is the energy point of the crown chakra. It's where the energy comes out of our body and moves up into the ethers, up into the universe. The body parts it is related to is our DNA, our central nervous system. Our brain is located right there. So the energy comes in through our brain and goes down our nervous system through the spinal cord, throughout the entire body into our nerves, our nervous system. It also relates to the body part of the head, the upper spine, and even our hair. The life area that the crown chakra is related to is our connection to the divine, the connection to our higher self, the connection to the universe, the connection to spirit and angels and our spirit guides and all the things that are divine. The emotions that the crown chakra is related to is just the feeling of cosmic love, the feeling of oneness, the feeling of everything is in me and I am in everything. Hormone secreting organ system that is related to the crown chakra is the pineal gland. Now, this is really interesting. I've done a lot of studying on the pineal gland because our pineal gland is like our ability to see things, our ability, again, like the third eye, to have our intuition be really clear. And our pineal gland is a gland in the brain that actually calcifies really easily. And that comes from fluoride in our water, poor nutrition. And so working on detoxing the pineal gland actually helps people open up their intuition. Another fun fact about the pineal gland is when we grow as humans in the womb, the pineal gland in the brain actually grows as an eye first in the womb. So we actually have 3 eyes when we grow as babies, and then that pineal gland goes from an eye into the actual pineal gland. So I found that super fascinating. Now, how do we know we have an imbalanced crown chakra? Well, we can feel alone. We can feel like nothing matters. You feel like you're nothing in this world. You feel like there is no existence in this world other than just you on planet Earth, and then you die and it's all over. So you feel like nothing in this world matters. You can have a lot of brain fog. That's a physical ailment. You can have memory loss, confusion, that daydreaming, just not able to kind of use that higher intelligence system in the body. Now, I don't have much for overactivity in the crown chakra. It's, again, like I said, if you were like super high in nirvana, you might have overactive crown, but most of us have an underactive crown chakra. So what that looks like is being an egoist. So you're self-involved, you have no connection to the universe, life is all about you, nobody matters, you're self-sufficient. You can also have a lot of depression, right? That feeling of loneliness and blah. So balancing our crown chakra is something we just kind of sort of always work at. It will never be perfect. We are humans on planet Earth. The other chakras, like our root and our sacral, our solar plexus, our heart, and our throat, are all physical things that we deal with on a daily basis. And it's only when all the other 6 chakra points are healthy and balanced and strong that we can have a strong crown chakra. So that takes a lifetime of practice. And like I said, things come out of balance all the time because we are constantly experiencing things in life. But just for the sake of this podcast, a balanced crown chakra is like someone who is a guru. They have reached nirvana-like state. It is the ultimate spiritual goal. They have conversations with people and they don't take things personal. They have no judgments. People can say things can happen to them, and they don't have any, poor feelings about it. They feel really inspired. They have a really sharp sense about people and things and experiences, but they're not oversensitive. They're not over triggered or overly emotional. And they're able to receive guidance from people. They have this ability to be led and to be in flow with the universe. So obviously something we all desire, but it's a journey to get there. And we might experience moments of a balanced crown chakra, but living that out on a daily practice is kind of impossible in my opinion. So let's talk about the color related to the crown chakra. That would be purple. The element is thought. The sense is, I just say beyond. It's all the sensory systems. It's even beyond that. It's hard to even comprehend in our physical body. The crystals related to the crown chakra are quartz and tourmaline. Selenite is absolutely beautiful to be using for the crown chakra. I use selenite actually for all the chakra systems. I hold a selenite wand in my hand and sleep with it. So that's a beautiful crystal just to have around you to clear your energy when there's negative energy. The sound frequency related to the crown chakra is 700 to 789 hertz. The astrological planet related to the crown chakra is Uranus. And the mantra related to the crown chakra is I know. I know that there is a divine universe. I know there's a higher self. I know that there is more than what I can see, sense, and experience in this physical world. Whew. Okay, so that was a lot of information. So I hope it made sense to you. Again, I'm just going to repeat the 7 chakras one more time as a quick refresher. We have the root chakra, which is safety, security, located at the base of the spine. We have the sacral chakra, which is related to our emotions, our sex, our intimacy, and our ability to experience joy, which is located in the pubic bone region. We have the solar plexus, which is related to our mental and our confidence and our inner strength, our ego and our self-esteem. And that is located just above the navel where your stomach is. We have the heart chakra, which is all about unconditional love and harmony. It's all about giving and receiving, and located obviously where the heart is in the center of our chest. We have the throat chakra, which is all about our right to speak and our ability to express and being genuine and authentic, our ability to communicate, and that is located in the throat area. We have the third eye chakra, which is all about our celestial body, our intuition, our ability to trust things in our universe. And that is located between our eyebrows, right where a third eye would be located. And lastly, we have the crown chakra, which is our connection to the divine and to the universe, located at the tippy top of our head. So those are the 7 chakra points. Lastly, in this episode, we are going to go over a little bit about crystals. Now, I know I've been sprinkling a little bit of knowledge about crystals throughout this entire episode, so there's not too much more I want to add in this episode specifically. I do have an entire episode on this podcast about crystals, which ones you can use. I had a guest speaker on, my dear friend, Courtney Baker. She's absolutely amazing when it comes to crystals. She's my go-to girl. You can scroll back through the podcast archives and find the episode on crystals for more details. But for now, I want to talk a little bit about how you can use your crystals for chakra healing. You just have to realize which color is related to which chakra point in the body. And we did talk about all the colors. So root is red, the sacral is orange, the solar plexus is yellow, the heart is green, the throat is blue, the third eye is indigo, the crown is purple. So you take one of those colored crystals or a version of that color, and you can take it and hold it in your hand. You can set it around you, like on your desk. So as a physical reminder, because again, light is a vibration. The light will come in through your eyes into your brain, and that is a light frequency, again, then helping heal that part of the body. Or what I like to do is I actually take that crystal and I lay it on that chakra center in my body. So when I'm having an imbalance in my solar plexus, I'm having low confidence, or I have a big decision I have to make, I will find a yellow crystal that I have and I will lay it right there on the solar plexus area of my body, the stomach. Or if I'm having a hard time with my throat chakra and speaking my truth, or I'm afraid to have a conversation that I don't want to have, I will find a blue stone, a blue crystal, and I will hold it over my throat. Or I will wear a necklace with a blue crystal on it if I need to go into a meeting or I'm doing a public speaking event. If I am having an issue with my relationship and I need to become more heart-centered, and I will wear rose quartz, a rose quartz bracelet. I've even held on to a piece of rose quartz during a heated conversation with a significant other. So you can use it in these ways. Either hold it, look at it, put it on your physical body. The crystal that I said I love the most is selenite, using a selenite wand and sleeping with a selenite wand. So I will not only play the sound frequency of like a chakra meditation, but I will hold a selenite wand in my hand because selenite is a white crystal. And all the colors of the rainbow lead to white light, right? So doing a meditation where you think white light is flooding through your body, through that tube of smoke I was telling you about at the beginning of this episode, imagining white light coming in and clearing out the blocks and filtering through that energy. So using a selenite wand, which is white, to help purify and move out stuck and stagnant energy. So when it comes to your crystals, the last thing I just want to mention is crystal care. I just want to bring this up because I feel like so many people are interested in crystals, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to take care of them. So remember, crystals are a part of the earth. They have their own vibration, so they have to be taken care of. And we can either cleanse our crystals or charge our crystals. So cleansing is something we should be doing with our crystals anytime, all the time, super often, because they will take on other energy and we have to cleanse that out. So the way that you can cleanse your crystals is hold them under water. You can hold them in your hand and do a meditation. You can put them out in the sunlight. You can use some kind of smoke cleansing like sage or Palo Santo and just kind of putting that smoke around your crystals. But this is really important. If you are using your crystals to balance your energy and clear out blocks, that energy then goes in your crystal and then you can set it somewhere and then you go to use it the next time. And instead of clearing an energetic block, you might be recharging your body with that negative energy. So it's super important to cleanse your crystals. Now, the other thing you do with your crystals is charging. Now, this is different. Charging a crystal is infusing a particular energy into that crystal. So this is often what happens when people put their crystals under the moonlight, under a full moon. So you just want to be careful because what kind of energy do you want in your crystal? Not all full moons are a good idea to charge your crystal. For instance, we just had a full moon in Aries, the fire energy, right? So if you're someone that has a lot of fire, a lot of anger, a lot of ambition, a lot of drive, you don't want to charge your crystals with a full moon in Aries because that's too much fire for you. You'd want to charge your full moon under a water moon, like a Cancer full moon or a Pisces full moon, because that is going to bring you more emotions and cool you down and calm you down, right? But if you don't know much about this, I would say charge your crystals in the sun. So the sun is good for activating our intention. It's bringing light to a situation, or burying it in the earth is a good idea because the earth has its own calming vibration. We talked about our chakra system. It starts at the root, our connection to the earth, grounding us. So charging your crystals on the earth is a really good idea. The two times I always caution people when charging crystals is on a full moon if you have trouble sleeping, and also with eclipses. Anytime there's a new or full moon that's an eclipse, I probably wouldn't charge my crystals because you don't want that chaotic, crazy eclipse energy in your crystals and then infusing into your body. That's all I'm going to talk about for crystals in this episode. I hope you guys got a lot of value. I hope it opened up your mind. I hope it helped inspire you and connect some dots of maybe some physical ailments that you're having and how they're connected to the energetic body. For instance, if you're having a lot of thyroid problems, look into your throat chakra and healing your throat chakra. If you're having a lot of stomach digestive issues, look into the solar plexus chakra and so on through all the different chakra points. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please let me know what you got out of this episode. Come over to holistic.soul.sisters on Instagram. I'm going to have a graphic up of all 7 different chakras, giving you guys the cliff notes of what we talked about in this episode so you can screenshot those graphics and have them as a resource and a tool. So find that over on the Instagram. And if you're not part of our Holistic Soul Sister Facebook community, I would love to have you come join us. We will be starting Soul Growth Sunday, where every Sunday we're going to sit down as a community and focus on one topic of the week that we can use to help heal our life, that can make us better humans, that we can take out into the world, and we can grow spiritually, we can heal holistically, so a different topic every week. And also we provide a lot more information. You'll get all the updates when podcast episodes go live, when YouTube videos are posted, and so much more behind the scenes information. So come join us. The link is in the show notes below. And I will catch you guys in the next episode as we talk more about energetic healing. If you get a chance, please leave a review. It helps me reach people so much more. It's hard, obviously, to grow a show without the help of all of you Holistic Soul Sisters. So please share with someone you think would benefit from this episode or who is interested in holistic healing. That not only helps me and this show grow, but it will help the world as we get this message out there. So thank you guys again so much. I will catch you in next week's episode. And until then, keep healing holistically and growing spiritually.